Coming upon Christmas and New Year's, right, we often find the specter of alcoholism, addiction raising its head and destroying holidays, which are meant to be times for family and faith. It's a time of celebration and feasting. However, there's also kind of a spirit of excess, and people drink too much. With me right now is Michael Vasquez, along with his wife, Rosemarie. They are co-founders of the St. Gregory Centers. They've been called the most advanced substance abuse programs in America. People who have problems with substance abuse, are they more likely to abuse at times of year like this?
You've got Uncle Johnny or Cousin Jim or, Aunt Sue who feel like the holidays will sort of give them a pass.
Right.
They're at the holidays, and just let me get through the holidays. When it isn't addressed, it creates difficult time at a point when it should be joyous.
How do you address the problem with someone who you think has the problem?
It's like anything else during the year, but I think just the opportunity creates itself. And so what happens is when we let Uncle Jim drink at Christmas, and it's, that's just Uncle Jim, and then it just happens at Thanksgiving, and then it happens the next Christmas. What research has shown is the fact that a brief intervention is probably the most successful alcohol and drug treatment program in the world. And that brief intervention, typically during the year, is I get arrested for an OWI and I'm sitting in the back of the police car and I swear I'll never drink again. I get kicked out of the house for using drugs and my wife won't let me come back, or I get fired because I've come to work drunk. And actually 34% of the time when a brief intervention happens, people do stop. If it goes unchallenged, it becomes accepted by that person and then just becomes part of their normal process and thinking. And so many times we just try to punitively challenge their actions as opposed to really sit down and give them a different way to think or look at it. And so if you, again, accept that action, that unreasonable action or thought during the holidays or any time the rest of the year and don't challenge it, it becomes accepted thinking for them. We receive our satisfaction in life from our living, working, and relationship environments. The Beatitudes say that by human nature, we all want to be happy, and that happiness comes from those areas. When we're not receiving what we consider natural happiness, we try to create it artificially. Right. And they're searching out for that happiness through alcohol, drugs, could be hoarding, pornography, gambling. It's a very, various different methods. And so what happens is it's really searching out for that dissatisfaction they have in their life. And so by intervening and letting them know that those actions aren't going to be acceptable, and some people use this as I'm just enabling if I let it go. And it's really not enabling. It's by challenging that's not acceptable. So you just really want to hold them to that expectation of a mature adult. So if you're going to drink, you're not going to be able to drive my car. I'm not going to let you stay in this house, not punitively, but how are you going to really add to this family unit? So they understand their boundaries. And if they cross those boundaries, it's not punitive. It's just an expectation of you as an adult to participate in this family, in this job, or in this peer group. And if you're not going to do that, then at that point, we're going to draw barriers, lines that you understand you can't cross. Just as if somebody's sitting in the back of a police car and they all of a sudden have realized the impact of what they've done. And you've got to give them early on that same sense of impact so that they hopefully have that during that brief intervention, that epiphany that says, you know what, this is not getting me the satisfaction in life I want, or at least it's doing it the wrong way. And so people may ask, well, so if I know Uncle Jim is going to, drink to excess and he makes a scene at every Christmas party, you may reach out before the Christmas party and say, listen, Uncle Jim, we're not going to have alcohol at the house this Christmas. It may be a fasting that we do as a family, but it's not going to be at the house. And so because of that, we're not going to allow it in the house. So we just want to make you aware of that, and we want you to join us. We want you to be part of the family. But if that's not something that you can do, then we wish you the best and our love, and we hope you enjoy Christmas. And so it seems very harsh maybe to some people. They can't imagine that, and Uncle Jim's going to get mad. But quite frankly, at the end of the day, it may be that brief intervention that has Uncle Jim get his epiphany that, the family recognizes this is an issue for me, and I don't want that to be the case. And so nobody can really imagine that as they deal with Uncle Jim. But when Uncle Jim's alone, looking in the mirror, I guarantee you, during those moments of clarity, Uncle Jim knows.
How does one know they have a problem?
I know that if I have this drink, there's a chance I could get an OWI, but I don't care. I'm going to have that drink and then I may or may not get an OWI. I know if I shoplift or if I hoard or I shop too much and max out my credit cards, I could get in a credit problem. I know if I smoke pot in the back bedroom, my wife might kick me out.
Right.
And I do it with total disregard to those consequences. That's really the definition of addiction.